I don't know if I'm cutting to this moment in the same video, or if this is the start of a new video, only future me knows how I was editing this. We took a long-ass break between the part, as I said, at that one moment that may or may not have been a small cut before this. The Joy-Cons were dying, so we were going to take a break to let them charge and then come back and get a small recording. So, while I was off camera, I also did some research on some shit, and that research basically is for some shit we missed, and it's also for some general information, but let's go deal with this crap.
Let's go deal with this bullshit.
If you say come with him, he actually, I believe, follows you for a limited set of double battles. Meaning Carson might be banished to the ether soon enough.
Yeah, I was already in the show.
When we had that small cut before that massive break, also with the self-scope on, you can see Ghost in here now, but we were rambling.
Meaning that the ghosts are now like hunters and stuff and are not... They basically, they don't kick you out when you touch
We were
them.
rambling about Pokemon and difficulty. Do you think they're really Ghost in here? What's that? The self-scope revealed the ghost's true form. It was a ghost the whole time! Whoa!
That's a big boy right there.
You can ride, Haunter.
That's amazing. Okay, this is the best Pokemon game.
So those ghosts were actually Pokemon. But we were rambling about difficulty in Pokemon and stuff, and I had some actual kind of better points that in a game about numbers, I feel that, you know, all a harder Pokemon game would do would just inflate it where it would feel kind of artificial.
It would just be artificial. The game wouldn't actually be harder, things would just take longer. Especially if the, like, wild Pokemon and things were not made to compensate this. That's another aspect of this that, like, fucking no one ever brings up, is you would fundamentally have to bump everything up.
And that goes to one of those terrible videos where what someone wanted was a Pokemon game that dropped you in a Great Plateau type tutorial, but you don't realize the problem with that.
Now I won't say that that's, like, inherently not too bad of an idea depending on the size of it. If it is, like, a very small kind of town area that does something like that, that's not too bad. But if you do get to something that's like the size of the Great Plateau, which is actually really fucking big for a starting area, you run exactly into the problem Breath of the Wild has, which is the difficulty will be all over the fucking place here, because you either A, run into an area that's, like, massively fucking higher level than you and has middle or final forms way before you should, or B, you have the opposite problem and basically run, like, and basically, you know, you end up running across the thing that's, like, appropriately leveled, like, last or so, making the game, like, too fucking easy. Especially because, you know, you can catch Pokemon, so if there's any form of middle or final form, for whatever reason, running around...
You could axe murder the entire game.
You know, like, running around in the grass, it's like... if there's an Abra or something running around in the grass of the starting area, or like a Kadabra, if you catch that bitch and trade it, level 15 Alakazam. Some people may say, oh, but you, like, in the normal games, you can get a level 15 Alakazam, and yes, well, that is kind of true, because it becomes a Kadabra relatively early. This is it literally being handed to you in the wild. You either end up super grossly under-leveled because you wandered into over-leveled shit at the beginning of the game, or, kind of much like in Breath of the Wild, if you can get your hands on the overpowered weapons, the lower-end shit just now falls like a stack of dominoes.
Mm-hmm. People really don't understand in an RPG, harder, the easy way out, as it were, means bigger numbers. And how do you get bigger numbers? You know, you make the numbers bigger, and all that does, you think, oh, it wouldn't be that bad, but that would mean the game is just better than you, especially if they do the thing that Sean...
Guys, I am going to be honest, all the times we've talked about this, I never 100% fully thought about, like, I thought about, you know, bumping the numbers up would be terrible because you potentially have the numbers could be higher, but the game could still have, like, the same experience growth or something for the lower level numbers, making it an incredibly slow, like, crawl or so. But I never thought about, you would have to alter the wild Pokemon as well. You can't just make, like, the gyms harder, or just make the, like, Elite Four or whatever harder, because in doing that, again, you fuck up. Now the things around the gym are just worthless.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon around this area, well, catching Pokemon in general, like, would just be worthless. You would basically have to stick with the team you form right at the beginning of the game.
There's too much in the whole lack of growth department, because the game would
no, okay, first, before we go back to that, I can't remember, was it ever confirmed before this point that the ghost was actually the ghost of the...
That's always been the canon.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Fun Generation 1 fact, you don't need the Silph Scope. Approach the ghost, drop a Pokédoll, and walk on past.
Ah, Generation 1.
The true form of the ghost was the restless spirit of Cubone's mom. The mother's spirit was claimed, returning to its kind and gentle nature. It departed to the afterlife and disappeared.
A lot of people hate your rival in this game. This is something I actually like about him. He takes this Cubone.
Sorry for thinking your mom was scary, Cubone. Carter, I don't want to leave Cubone alone like this. I'm going to take it home. Oh, if there's someone named Fuji upstairs, you think you could see him too? I've got this. You're not scared at all, Carter? Man, you're full of confidence, pal. You definitely seem dependable. What? You rescued Cubone from Team Rocket? Where did you go and get that strong?
This is its own, like...
Right, well, guess we'll leave this up to you, Carter. Come on, Cubone.
This is its own entirely different argument, but that's why because of little moments like that, that's why I like the idea of having friendlier and, like, not asshole rivals over Blue, because Blue would never fucking do something like that.
Except, that reminded me of a video I'd wanted to ramble about, where someone was saying, we need rivals like Blue, and Blue had better character growth, and I was like, how the fuck does Blue have better character growth? This motherfucker counted Blue's character growth as the anime and the stuff in Sun and Moon.
Okay, Sun and Moon, that's in the game, so I can at least kind of give you that one.
Yeah,
just a little.
Retroactive.
I have to be just a little bit drunk for that. That's a joke, people. I'm not old enough to drink.
All geezer, they call him Mr. Fuji, right? You're going to be repeating your Pokemon research for the glory of Team Rocket, Mr. Fuji. Know us all you like. We're used to it. We won't take no for an answer. You'll help the boss, whether you want to or not.
I'm out of here.
Anyway, it was like well, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Gramps thinks he can resist, so we're setting him straight.
if you can...
You better disappear, twerp, or be prepared.
If you can find the clip isolated when the female trainer is, like, despawning, edit in the Sonic CD, I'm out of here.
I could probably... But, like, to kind of ramble about what we were...
Yeah. What was the difficulty thing? Like you...
Also, we might need the helping hand spam again.
Well, you're going to have the helping hand spam, because the game puts in a double battle function, and yet when you have the actual canon double battles, it doesn't work. Like...
You know what I mean.
Like, why is that? But anyway, one of the things that a lot of people seem to think it is, you know, it's just as easy as, like...
Knew you were gonna do that!
Like, a bunch of people seem to think that it is, you know, like, easy, basically, like, oh, just bump up the, like it said before, bump up the levels, make it, like, middle forms instead of first forms.
Oh, that worked out beautifully!
And give them, like, Ice Beam over Aurora Beam, or something, but when you actually do sit there and fucking think about it for more than a second, you realize you can't just haphazardly throw shit like that around, because the entire fucking game would need to be rebalanced to accommodate that, and because the entire game would need to
God damn it!
Wait, did it say you were badly poisoned?
No, it's just normal poisoning. It's poison jab.
But anyway, the entire game would need to rebalance if you were going to pull any crap like that, and if the entire game was rebalanced, I fucking guarantee you people would say that with everything getting a level buff, it's actually not that much harder or something.
You have to really break it down, but you start to realize that the numbers in question here are not as easily, you know, salvageable as people think they are, because the game starts to kind of become a massive, just to be blunt here, dick.
If the game did not compensate you and bump everything's levels up, even bumping up the levels of wild Pokemon and giving you easier access to, like, TMs, or maybe even give you access to egg moves without, like, fucking breeding or something, it would have to do that. If it doesn't do that, it would just make this shit more obnoxious. It wouldn't actually make it harder.
You drunk, you. Go home. We got like maximum V at this point.
So that means VV Volley should be at its max power now, right?
I think. We got like maximum V. Anywho. Story time.
Oh, now we're at...
What?
You said we have maximum V, so I made a joke. We're now at...
My ultimate point is, you can't really make Pokemon hard without kind of cheating the player, and I don't think a lot of people realize that or really think about it for more than 5 minutes. Because if you really break it down, what you run into, Pokemon becomes kind of just, you know, an annoying numbers game where, how am I going to make this hard? I'm going to keep bumping the level gap, and then we have the dubious thing that's always bothered me, that you could that a lot of people try to argue is fair, but a Pokemon gets a move by TM. That TM is nowhere near this area for the player, but you can't say it's illegal that I gave this Pokemon Earthquake at the beginning of the game. When you're level 5.
I have always hated that shit, and that shit still happens, and I don't understand why.
I did not mean to... And the have a Joy-Con!
What are you trying to do?
What?
Oh. Oh yeah, fly.
Hilly Garrison.
Kinda forgot we had that, honestly.
We also missed Mr. Psychic, so now we're gonna go find him. We'll deal with
Too
it.
bad we don't have anything that can learn Psychic.
Because I had a belief in my head that for years has stayed where the Ninetales could learn Psychic. They can't.
It can learn extrasensory.
Thanks, Mr. Psychic.
So what do we have that can actually learn that?
Nothing. Well, okay, Clefable, I believe. Okay. Oh. Let's go help the whole Silpho thing. But
Battle drop.
my, rambling point is people don't really understand how annoying it would be, because I'm going to be the kind of guy that says, like, a lot of people will...
Like, I feel like the game, if it, like...
I just saw Jesse and Jim.
I've said this before as we've
That's through already? Only authorized members are allowed. I told you. I was told to let no one else in. How can you say that when we're on the same side? This is actually funny. How rude. You would deny a beautiful girl what she wants? Move it already. Hey Jesse, wait for me.
As I've said before, because we kind of rambled about this, was like, showing...
Have a semi-annoying battle coming up, so we need to,
But, as I've said before, because we've kind of rambled about this, was like, John and I feel like if a Pokemon game, or really any game in general, if it has to cheat to create difficulty, then that is artificial difficulty, because like the common example I will use, because no one fucking realized this, a lot of people commonly say that the gyms in X and Y were like just too
easy,
and that like all their moves are terrible. Almost none of them have 4 moves. That's because I believe was the exception of the last gym. I think this is the only one that kind of breaks this. All of the moves the Pokemon have are literally their natural learn sets with no TMs.
Yeah. And this game actually does something similar, and a lot of people were complaining about that.
This is based off Generation 1, which did the same thing, because Generation 1 is old and terrible. To be fair, it is kind of hard to...
Oh my god, you can't actually pick up the item until you...
That's bullshit.
Okay, let's beat up Blue Double D Double Die.
To be fair to this game...
This battle... And it's funny because people who complain about this game being too easy, a lot of people complain this battle, even though he only has 2 Pokemon. For people playing the game in single player, a lot of people complain this is kinda too hard.
Why, like, what makes this one too hard?
You'll see in a minute.
He's using an execute, so... He's going to start doing confusion shenanigans, isn't he?
It's not this that's the problem.
Even though it has Psychic! Like, look at that bullshit! Like, what level is that? And, like, this is a prime example. Oh, and also, I'm going to have to get the big swaps. So this shit right here is a prime example. We'll throw up text right now if the execute line can naturally get Psychic at this point, or if the game had to use a TM for that bullshit. Because I find it funny, we were talking about that, and the game whips out a goddamn psychic.
Which is funny because, you know, we were just talking about that. The problem, as you'll see in a minute here...
Charizard?
Yeah.
Level 40. Is it supposed to be that level?
Charizard can be level... The problem is this Charizard. Because of the bullshit this Charizard does.
This fucker has Solar Beam, doesn't it? Oh, no, Heat Wave. And that's why we don't 90 accuracy. Even not very
Exactly.
Are you Eevee trained? Like, what the fuck are you?
I told you.
Motherfucker.
Stopping your special moves, you obnoxious asshole.
Yes. Oh, you're going to have to be the one to choose. I guess to start the Charizard so it can resist the fire, so I can revive the Squirtle.
Technically...
Charizard, this is going to be the only fucker that takes neutral damage. Well, it takes resisted damage. The other two could get hit super effectively. I don't want to risk that.
Technically, we could waste to revive, or we could just try to murder this thing.
I want it to get the experience.
Yeah,
at
I
least.
know.
Do we have any max revives?
Oh,
Motherfucker.
we have 9 regular revives.
Motherfucker.
Wait, it'll get experience for just being in the party.
I thought things had to be at least not fainted for that.
You just revive.
God.
I told you.
Just hit it with Bouncy Bubble and I'll heal.
Actually, hard switch into the Ninetales.
You'll have to pick your move first.
Well,
Okay, then.
because I think, because with that, even with the super effect,
For one, it's going to die because Bouncy Bubble is 100 accuracy.
it's gonna get one move off. That's exactly what I thought would happen.
Why did the game keep attacking me there?
That Charizard! And that's a funny example, people. Oh, this game's too easy. Oh my god, this fucking Charizard!
Which is that's like that's all almost a line because you can throw up text right now to correct if this is right or not. I don't. Well, for one, we have Charizard that is a fucking final form when basically most of your shit is going to be middle forms, and you might have one final form. I don't think Charizard is supposed to have Heat Wave or Air Slash yet.
It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, if you played the Let's Go games, did that one fight with Blue challenge you at all? I've seen his Charizard sweep entire teams, so to some people that is a difficulty spike. In my personal opinion, the Charizard is incredibly fast and incredibly powerful, but I feel like the multiplayer helped me and Carson handle it better than a lot of people. That Charizard catches a good bit of people off guard, but anyway, I would really love to know what you guys think. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. My social media links are in the video description. Now, I need to be a shell for a minute. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button and leaving some comments really helps. If you want to keep up with our videos, hit the subscription button and ring the notification bell. And if you follow me on social media, that helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.